While enjoying a serene walk in the park with her dog, Willow Eleanor noticed an unusual, sticky substance clinging to her pet's fur. Concerned, she examined it closely, alarmed by its strange texture and smell. Attempts to wipe it off only made things worse. Soon after, Willow grew drowsy, prompting Eleanor to rush her to the nearest vet. The vet's immediate concern and swift removal of Willow left Eleanor shaken and full of questions. What was the substance? How did it get on Willow? And why was the vet so alarmed? Before we continue, smash the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming stories. Come on, Willow. In the car, Eleanor said as she opened the car door. She left her house in a hurry that morning as she had to get to her hair appointment and drop Willow off at doggy daycare before that. Her usual route was full of traffic, so she decided to go another way, something she later wished she never did. She arrived at the doggy daycare before it even opened. To pass the time, Eleanor walked to a park nearby, so Willow could run around for a few minutes. There were a lot of other dogs at the park, too, so Willow was mostly out of sight, playing with them. When it was time to go, Eleanor whistled, and Willow came running. When Willow arrived at Eleanor's side, she saw her fur was a little dirty but didn't think much of it. Willow had played all over the park, so it wouldn't be strange if she had rolled around in the mud. However, she didn't want to drop Willow off looking like that, so she tried to brush some of the dirt off. While some of the dirt on Willow's fur was actually mud, there was also another sticky residue that Eleanor didn't recognize. It stuck to her hand while she brushed Willow's fur and almost glued her fingers together. Eleanor looked at her hand and felt the substance between her fingers, trying to figure out what it could be. Immediately, she knew she had to get the substance off her dog's fur. When she looked down at Willow, she saw she was trying to lick the substance off. Eleanor quickly took a napkin out of her handbag, which stuck to her fingers right away. Eleanor's hand with the substance on it was almost unusable as everything stuck to it. She tried to rinse it off with some leftover water she had with her, but nothing worked. Time was ticking as she was already late dropping off Willow, so she decided to head to the doggy daycare anyway. But before she went in, Willow suddenly began to act differently. Willow's pace slowed down and she began to look drowsy. Eleanor immediately knew this had to be from the substance she had ingested, as Willow had never acted this way. Suddenly, Willow's front paws began to tremble, and she slumped to the ground. Willow was still breathing, but Eleanor knew it was only a matter of time. She picked up her dog and began to walk back to her car. She had to find a vet, and quickly. As she struggled to make her way back, a man rushed over and gently took Willow from Eleanor's arms after witnessing the dog collapse. Though he wasn't a vet, he knew where the nearest clinic was. Grateful but cautious, Eleanor accepted his help. At her car, he laid Willow in the back seat. As they both reached for the driver's door at the same time, their hands brushed and their eyes met, causing Eleanor to blush. Surprised by his confidence, she allowed him to take the wheel and climbed into the passenger seat. While driving, she realized they hadn't even exchanged names. Before she could say anything, Willow began to whine, and Eleanor quickly moved to the backseat to comfort her. Nico sped through the city, expertly weaving through traffic as horns blared around them. Every sharp turn drew a whimper from Willow, and Eleanor held her close, feeling the dog's rapid heartbeat. Despite the chaos, a quiet determination bound the three of them together. When they reached the vet, their hope faltered. A closed sign hung in the window. Nico braked hard, disbelief washing over them. But he refused to give up. They ran to the door just as an assistant was locking up. She hesitated, torn between rules and compassion. But the urgency in their faces and Willow's condition moved her. With a final glance, she let them in. Relief washed over Nico and Eleanor as they stepped into the clinic, a sliver of hope in their desperate situation. But their relief was short-lived as the assistant shared troubling news about the clinic's staffing. Nico gently lifted Willow onto the examination table with care. He arranged the necessary tools and made sure everything was ready for his dad's arrival. His movements were quick but careful, ensuring Willow was as comfortable as possible. Eleanor watched from the side, her anxiety easing slightly at Nico's confident actions. It was clear he had done this before, and his calmness brought a small sense of relief. As they waited, Nico glanced at his phone, then stayed by Eleanor's side, putting his day on hold to prioritize Willow. His quiet dedication surprised Eleanor, his support offering comfort she hadn't expected. Moments later, the door swung open and Freddie, Nico's father, stepped in with a bag of medical equipment. His calm, professional presence brought a surge of hope. Without hesitation, he began examining Willow, radiating confidence and urgency. Eleanor and Nico exchanged a look, a silent understanding passing between them. As Freddie worked, the two sat close, their shared concern drawing them together. In the stillness between words, a quiet connection formed, subtle but undeniable, softening the edge of their fear. Curiosity got the better of Eleanor, and she wondered why Nico had stayed. He had quietly set aside plans with friends and a family dinner without hesitation, brushing it off as unimportant. His willingness to rearrange his day revealed a depth of kindness that struck Eleanor deeply. It wasn't about obligation, it was about choosing to do what felt right, no matter the cost. When Eleanor tried to express guilt for disrupting his plans, Nico's quiet presence made it clear he didn't see it as a sacrifice. In that moment, Eleanor realized he truly wanted to be there. Nico looked straight at Eleanor, his calm assurance leaving no room for doubt. His presence, steady and unwavering, made the tense moment feel a little more bearable. Eleanor was deeply moved by his quiet conviction and support. Freddie quickly took charge, his experienced eyes scanning Willow with practiced precision. The room was thick with tension, hope, and fear balanced on every breath. Eleanor stayed close, eyes locked on Freddie's hands, searching for any sign of reassurance. Noticing her worry, Freddie offered a gentle, reassuring smile before turning back to his work. His calm professionalism and quiet confidence brought a sliver of relief. Though uncertainty lingered, Eleanor clung to the hope his presence inspired. His promise to do everything possible was a steady anchor in the midst of uncertainty. As he began his examination, a tense anticipation filled the space. Every movement was measured, his focus unwavering. Eleanor and Nico stood silently nearby, eyes fixed on Willow, holding onto a fragile hope. Nico remained close to Eleanor, offering quiet support. The shared concern between them deepened their connection, creating a quiet bond in the face of crisis. Eleanor drew strength from his presence, grateful not to be facing the fear alone. Freddie moved with calm precision, collecting samples with practiced ease. His methodical approach brought a quiet sense of relief, reassuring everyone in the room. Freddie inspected Willow's fur. He paused, his focus narrowing on the strange substance clinging to it. He looked up, concern etched across his face, signaling this was no ordinary find. The shock was palpable. A collective breath held as they realized the gravity of the situation. Freddie's examination of the substance was thorough, his brow furrowed in concentration. The seriousness of his expression was a clear indicator of the situation's gravity. Everyone watched, their concern mounting with each passing second. Freddie's reaction was a stark reminder of the stakes, and the room felt the weight of his concern, understanding that the problem was bigger than they had hoped. The clinic buzzed with activity as tests on the collected samples began. Freddie moved quickly, analyzing Willow's blood and the mysterious substance. Machines whirred, and screens flickered with data, everyone working with a single goal: to find answers. The urgency was palpable, the clinic transformed into a hub of determined effort, each test bringing them closer to understanding Willow's condition. The moment Freddie understood the severity, he wasted no time. He scooped up Willow, heading for a specialized area of the clinic known for handling critical cases. His pace was fast, his determination clear. Eleanor and Nico could only watch as he disappeared around a corner, the urgency of his actions underscoring the seriousness of Willow's condition. As Eleanor moved to follow, a clinic assistant gently held her back, explaining that the area was restricted. Her confusion turned to fear, her mind racing with worst-case scenarios. Standing in the hallway, she felt a sudden wave of helplessness wash over her. The barrier between her and Willow symbolized more than just a physical divide. It was the uncertainty of what lay beyond. Seeing Eleanor's distress, Nico quickly stepped up. He gently explained what the specialized area meant and reassured her that Willow was in the best hands. His calm demeanor and understanding tone bridged the gap between Eleanor and the unfamiliar world of veterinary care. Nico became the anchor she desperately needed in that moment, a comforting presence amidst the storm. The restricted area where Freddie took Willow wasn't just a place, it was a testament to the gravity of her condition. Only the most critical cases were handled there, requiring Freddie's extensive expertise and the clinic's advanced technology. This area symbolized not only the seriousness of Willow's situation but also the high level of care and attention she was now receiving. Despite the physical and emotional barriers they faced, the commitment to Willow's health was unwavering from everyone involved. This shared commitment bound them together, each playing their part in the fight to restore Willow's health. The path ahead was uncertain, but their resolve was clear. Eleanor's fear crescendoed, making Nico's comforting words sound distant and faint. Her eyes, wide with panic, darted around, seeking any way to get closer to Willow. Nico's attempts to calm her seemed to dissolve in the face of her escalating fear. Eleanor's connection to Willow was more than just ownership, it was a deep, unspoken bond that now felt threatened, heightening the emotional stakes. Eleanor made a desperate attempt to bypass the assistant blocking her path. Her actions were fueled by love and fear, underscoring the story's emotional heart. Every step she took was a testament to her refusal to be separated from Willow in this critical moment. The assistant, understanding but firm, physically stopped Eleanor from going any further. This intervention added a tangible conflict to the already tense situation. Eleanor's distress was palpable, her desperation clashing with the clinic's protocols. This moment of physical restraint highlighted the intensity of Eleanor's emotions as her urge to be with Willow collided with the realities of the situation. Suddenly, a faint whimpering echoed down the hallway, cutting through the tension. Eleanor froze, her heart recognizing Willow's sounds of distress. This pivotal moment reignited her determination, while simultaneously deepening her panic. In a moment of resolve, Eleanor managed to slip past the assistant, her determination propelling her into the restricted hallway. This act symbolized her refusal to remain on the sidelines of Willow's care. Her breakthrough was more than just physical, it was a declaration of her unwavering commitment to her dog. Eleanor's actions showcased her resolve to be an active participant in Willow's recovery, no matter the obstacles. Seeing Eleanor's determination, Nico shifted from simply helping to actively supporting her decision. Their partnership was now solidified, with Nico standing firmly by Eleanor's side. Together, they were a united front, ready to navigate the uncertain path ahead in search of Willow. As they moved down the clinic's hallway, a sense of mystery enveloped them. Each closed door they passed seemed to hold its own silent stories, adding suspense to their quest. The sterile, quiet atmosphere of the hallway contrasted sharply with the urgency of their mission. Guided by the faint sounds of Willow's distress, Eleanor and Nico moved together through the clinic. The sound of Willow's whimpering became their beacon, drawing them closer as they navigated the maze-like corridors. This search, driven by their shared concern for Willow, showcased the strength of their bond. Amidst the urgency, their partnership deepened, united by a common goal. With each step, Eleanor and Nico's pace quickened, their determination fueling them forward. The tension in the air was palpable, a reflection of the critical nature of their quest. Their synchronized movements underscored the urgency as they moved closer to finding Willow. Amidst the search, a terrifying thought crossed Eleanor's mind: what if Willow was undergoing unauthorized surgery? This fear highlighted the depth of her concern for Willow's well-being and autonomy. Eleanor's heart raced, not just from the physical exertion but from the weight of her worries. The possibility of Willow facing such a situation without her consent was Eleanor's worst nightmare, emphasizing the stakes of their search. They stood before a locked door, its solid frame a daunting obstacle. This barrier wasn't just physical, it symbolized the gap between them and the truth about Willow. Eleanor and Nico shared a tense look, their anticipation mingling with dread. What lay beyond this door was the answer to their worries, but the lock stood firm. Nico's unwavering support of Eleanor, especially now, highlighted the depth of his commitment. They were more than just acquaintances united by circumstance, they were allies. When Dr. Freddy finally opened the door, the sight that greeted them was jarring. Willow, her fur shaven, lay quietly on a table, revealing the extent of her treatment. The shock of seeing Willow in such a state was tempered by relief at finding her alive. The emotional impact was immense, a mix of worry and gratitude washing over Eleanor and Nico as they took in the scene. Eleanor's immediate reaction was to demand answers. Seeing Willow so vulnerable and altered, she needed to understand why. Dr. Freddy's readiness to explain was crucial. Eleanor wasn't just a worried pet owner, she was a protector, fighting for Willow's well-being. Dr. Freddy's explanation shed light on the mystery. The substance on Willow's fur was sticky sap from a toxic tree. This revelation was a turning point, transforming their uncertainty into a clear path forward. Understanding the danger Willow faced clarified their next steps, moving them from the realm of mystery to that of resolution. The focus now was on Willow's recovery, armed with the knowledge of what they were up against. Eleanor and Nico's deep care for Willow shaped every moment of their emotional journey. As they faced the reality of her condition, their shared concern drew them closer. Dr. Freddy's expert actions marked a turning point, guiding them with calm precision and offering a hopeful treatment plan, a roadmap to Willow's recovery and a symbol of a new beginning. Relief settled in as Eleanor and Nico listened, their anxiety easing. After the consultation, Nico gently carried Willow to the car, an act that showed his growing commitment. No longer just a helpful stranger, he had become part of their lives. Before leaving the clinic, Nico and Eleanor exchanged numbers, a quiet but meaningful step toward a new relationship forged in crisis. Their bond, born from adversity, now hinted at something more: love, resilience, and the possibility of a shared future as Willow slowly healed. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the notifications bell so you never miss amazing videos like this one.